So anyone that knows me knows that I'm a huge fan of David Goggins. David Goggins is just an incredible human being. If you've never heard of him, I highly recommend do some research, find out who this guy is, and get his book, Can't Hurt Me. One of my favorite books. I've read it 3 times, gonna read it a 4th time soon, which is very rare. I usually don't even read a book a 2nd time, let alone a 3rd or 4th time. But something that David Goggins talks about that has really always stuck with me, and he says that this is something that always has motivated and inspired him, is that just imagine at the end of your life that after you're passed away and you're going on to the afterlife or whatever, that God presents to you, shows you a chart and shows you that this is everything that you accomplished, of what you did in your life, but this up here, this is who you could have been. This is the potential that was born with you, all the same circumstances. If you would have just made some different choices in your life, this is who you could have ended up as. If you had chosen just to suffer a little bit more, instead of always taking the easy way, and always doing whatever is comfortable and what is easy, if you had just chosen to suffer a little bit more, you would have ended up way up here. And just thinking how much that would hurt, that pain of regret, knowing that, wow, you know what, like I had this shot and I blew it just because I wanted to live life, I wanted to be comfortable, and I didn't want to push myself too hard, and I just wanted things to be easy. I didn't want to have to go through too much suffering, and because of it, you only lived up to a fraction of your potential, and having to know that, and then live with the pain of regret and how much it would hurt knowing that. And to me, I really can relate to that, and I resonate, because that's something that really has always motivated me a lot. And one of the big reasons and why I wanted to quit smoking weed all to begin with, because I knew that it was holding me back from reaching my highest potential. And I know people will love to argue on this and say, oh, but what about all these people who've become super famous and successful, smoking weed, they've accomplished all this stuff, and they're like the biggest stoners ever. And yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, I accomplished a lot as a stoner. I built 6-figure businesses. I was a competitive athlete. So yeah, I mean, I accomplished a lot all as a stoner. But my performance is head and shoulders. When I'm sober, it's my brain can work so much more effectively that it's a night and day difference in my performance level. So and that's there's been many studies that have shown that no matter how sharp you think you are smoking weed, and maybe you are, you're still slower. And that's where they've had studies that have shown people who take tests after smoking weed that they score significantly lower on the test versus those that were just sober. And it's not saying that you can't accomplish and you can't be successful in life while being a stoner. Of course you can. But your brain is not going to be as sharp. You are going to be slower because you're high. Think about it. You're high. You're intoxicated, and it's you're not gonna. And so even if you could, even smoking weed your whole life, you may have made it to here on the chart. But just imagine, if you were actually playing sober, you may have went way beyond, what you ever even would have thought. Maybe you're successful. You make 6 figures. You're, stoner. You content your life. But imagine if you gave that up, who could you become? Maybe you'd become like a real estate icon if you're in the real estate industry. Maybe you'd end up writing books. Maybe you'd become like a motivational speaker. Maybe you'd attract, an even higher quality caliber partner into your life that you could develop a romantic relationship with, instead of just deadbeats that you've been attracting into your life. So that's just some food for thought to think about, is that no matter where you're at in your life, and yeah, of course, you can skate through the rest of your life smoking weed and be successful and, and still work out and la-di-da, but just think about this. Who could you have been? And who could you be if you really played at 100 and you gave life your all instead of just taking the easy way and the path of least resistance? Who could you have been? Who could you have become? But just some food for thought, guys. With that being said, I highly recommend check out David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me. One of my favorite books. I highly recommend it. And until next time, guys, stay hard, stay strong.